Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Glad you could be with us today. What we're talking about today is working from home. This is a big issue. Everybody seems to like it or hate it. Some people have a mixed feeling about it. Someone very near and dear to me is working from home now. And I asked her, I said, give me the pros and cons. And there was a long list of pros and cons. You know, pro is, of course, travel time, and you don't have to necessarily, gussy up and put on makeup and get dressed up. And then she said, one of the things I miss is putting on makeup and getting dressed up. So it's kind of funny. But there's a lot of health issues that I'm seeing in our practices of people that are working from home. So we want to talk about some of these health issues that are happening because it's a different environment. Like just the other day, I went into the studio at WSB Radio, and we took a picture. Everybody's on-air host. We took a picture of everybody. And it was so nice to just see everybody and just chat and catch up. And what happened was I was talking to some of the guys there, some of the sales reps there. In fact, one of the head guys, Hondo, and he said, man, it's so great to come into this office and see people again. So one of the things that's happening is we're losing our social interaction, our friendships. You know, work was you called about your work family, the people you cared about, the people you worked with. You helped. You were there when the babies were born. You were there when somebody passed away in the family, the good times, the bad times. We don't have that anymore. If you're working for a company that has people all over the country, you don't have that one-on-one. And I tell staff when I hire them, I want to meet with every staff member at least once a week. And not even to talk about business, just to talk. Tell me about your dog. Tell me about what you had for lunch today. I don't think there's anything more important than that one-on-one, face-to-face, in-person time. Because otherwise you drift away. You start to think, well, they got treated different than I did, or I'm not getting the benefits that I should be, or nothing beats that one-on-one personal interaction. I'm a big fan of that. So sitting at home, we do lose that personal interaction, and it's affecting mental health. And we're seeing skyrocketing levels of suicide. We're seeing people more depression. We're seeing therapists increasing their business, which is good. I'm a big supporter of therapy, but not because somebody's in a situation that maybe they could avoid. Now, I understand you can't avoid going to work sometimes, but let's talk about some of the things. Number one is, like I said, at the studio, I got up, I walked around, I talked to people. When you're at work, many times you sit, the patients report to me, they sit all day. And that's not good for your heart. Scientists first noticed something that was up when they did a study comparing two groups. One were drivers, truck drivers, I used to be a truck driver, and people that were like conductors or guards, at plants. So they got up, walked around, the conductors and the guards, and their diets and lifestyles were a lot alike, but those who sat were twice as likely to get heart disease than those who got up and walked around. So one of the tricks that I see, one of the dangers I see happening is people, when they're at home, they're at their desk, they're very comfortable, they're in their jammies maybe, and they're just working all day. So here's something I want you to do. On your computer, set your timer for every hour. Do it on your phone if you want to. I don't care. Every hour, I want you to get up, and I want you to do something called a cross crawl. And I just did it right before I got on the air today. Cross crawl is integrating your brain. The way the brain works is the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. So if we're working our mouse all day, we're using our right hand, let's say, and we're looking in one direction at the screen, and it short circuits the brain, for lack of a better word. It segregates the brain as opposed to integrating the brain. So you can easily fix this. It takes about 30 seconds an hour. You can do this. You don't even have to stop working. Stand up and march in place. And when you march in place, I want you to bring your right elbow to your left knee and your left elbow to your right knee. So you can picture that motion. And that's called a cross crawl. That's going to use the right and left side of the brain and integrate your brain, essentially rebooting your brain from staring at a screen and working the mouse all day. Every hour, 30 seconds. That's all I want. Because we're going to talk in a second how even if you work out an hour a day and then sit for 7 hours a day, you're losing a lot of the benefits of that workout. So all I need for you to do, 30 seconds a day, cross crawl, top of the hour, whenever you want to do it, I don't care. 30 seconds a day, that's 8 times a day. You're going to do this if you work an 8-hour day. It's going to help, even if you're not working out, it's going to help so much with the brain and interacting the brain. We're also finding that if you sit for long periods of time, it can shorten your life expectancy, even if you're exercising. Now, it's not an excuse to skip the gym, of course, or work out. I don't go to the gym. I just like working out at home. But if you do that, you may live a shorter life. So working at home prevents social interaction. And also, you get up, you walk around at work. You say, oh, there's Bob over there. There's Ashley, or there's Shelly over there. Let me go talk. And so that interaction is not a bad thing. And just being around people. You feel better about yourself. You dress up. Gentlemen, you shave. You do your hair. And you just feel better because you make yourself look better. You start to take care of yourself. Dementia is more likely if you don't have social interaction. If you sit too much, your brain could look like someone who has dementia. The brain can actually change its structure, its functionality. So sitting raises your risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. These are all important things. So even if you are sitting, bounce your legs up and down. I'm doing it right now, as a matter of fact. Bounce your legs up and down. That alone is going to help increase circulation and get some activity. When I have the opportunity, depending which studio I'm in, I'll do my shows standing up. Because A, I'm breathing better because my lungs are opened up, but also I'm able to do a better show because I'm active and I'm moving around a little bit more. Like I said, you can undo a lot of that exercise you're doing if you sit all day. So get off the couch, get off your chair, get moving. Again, you don't have to be lifting weights. A little trick that I do, I'll tell you what I do. My little inside Dr. Joe here. I have something, it's called a posture medic, but it's a support that you can put across your shoulders and it pulls your shoulders back for good posture. Well, it's made of rubber tubing and it's a little bulky if you wear it under a shirt or something like that. There are smaller ones, but I like this one because it's not as bulky. So when I'm home, I put the posture medic on. And what I do is whenever a commercial comes on TV, even if I'm in the kitchen, because I have a TV when I'm in my kitchen, I can watch TV. I'll grab the posture medic and I'll do different exercises with it. I'll do tricep exercise. I'll just pull it down to work my triceps. I'll pull it forward and I'll do pecs. I could stand up and stand on it and the rubber bands, and I can do biceps, I can do back, I can do deltoids, and I just do sets of 10. And I try to do 3 sets of 10. Now, when you're doing the stretching, and I'm going to do a video of this on our we're going to do it on our social media post. And that's another reason why you want to follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito, because we post every day. Sometimes it's recipes, sometimes it's health tips, sometimes it's meeting some of my doctors, sometimes it's the things I do at home. So you definitely want to follow us. Please do it right now at Dr. Joe Esposito. If you're driving, of course, don't do that. We want to make sure you're safe. But at Dr. Joe Esposito, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So the posture medic is great because it makes me stand up straight, pulls my shoulders back, but it's also a great way to get an exercise work. And a posture medic is just one brand. That's a brand name. You can just use any type of elastic or any type of rubber band workout works really well for this. As you're doing your back and your shoulders, if you're standing up, you can do squats at the same time. So you could squat down and do a tricep, squat down and do a tricep, squat down and do a back. And again, you just do it at commercials. And now you can do this if you're sitting at home too, is grab your rubber band workout and do biceps, triceps, back, squats. And that's great even if you just do a set of 10. Imagine this. Imagine you do a set of 10, which literally takes seconds. Do a set of 10 every hour. You're going to get 8 sets of 10, 80, whatever exercise you're doing every day. Oh my gosh. And then you could do the cross crawl for 30 seconds. Amazing how you could work in a better workout than you would at the gym, and you need essentially almost no equipment. A little bit of equipment, not much. So this is going to be key to brain function and working at home. And then you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to get a little tighter muscles. You're going to build up muscles, which is going to help increase your metabolism, which will help burn off fat. So there's a lot of benefits to doing something as simple as this at home. It's really, really, really easy. So the odds of getting diabetes goes up too, of people that work at home if they sit a lot. And it's not because you burn fewer calories. It's because sitting seems to affect blood sugar. And again, the research is still a little sketchy on that. But doctors think sitting may change the way your body interacts with insulin. And that's the hormone that helps to burn carbohydrates and utilize carbohydrates, I should say. Another trick you can do when you're in the shower. If you're sitting in the shower, sometimes you like to stand in the hot water, do some squats while you're standing there. I know it sounds silly, but just do 10 squats, 15, 20 squats. You can do this. You can do while brushing your teeth. These are things that I do to work workouts into my day because I don't have a lot of free time and I don't like going to the gym. I think going to the gym is boring. So if I can work it into just watching TV, if I can work it into showering, I work it into brushing my teeth, amazing how much healthier you'll be just by doing that. And that's going to help reverse or counteract some of the effects of sitting at home all day, either working or just sitting on the couch. But the social interaction, that's something that I can't give you a fix for that one. You need to go out and meet people. And so what I suggest you do is at least twice a week, hopefully more, go out and do something. Even if it's go listen to live music, go by yourself. Go to the mall and walk around. Look at people, see people, interact with people. My mother, rest her soul, what an amazing woman. A lot of the personality tips that I learned over the years, I learned from my mother, and not on purpose, but we'd be at the grocery store as a kid, and she'd just start talking to somebody. Oh, yeah, what type of bananas do you like? Listen, I tried those potatoes. How do you do it? 99% of the time, people were so engaging. My mother was the sweetest human being on earth. And sometimes they'd kind of look at her a little weird and walk away, but it never let her bother her. She's like, oh, I'll talk to the next person. I'm fine. So social interaction is really, really important. And again, working at home can really affect that. So if you can get together with people, please do. Don't go out drinking because that's a bad habit. You know, maybe go out to a healthy restaurant, go for a walk, things like this. If you have a pet, you know, talk to people in your neighborhood, walking your dog. You have something to interact with them. I remember one time I used to play roller hockey, and I would go down to Piedmont Park in Atlanta, which is a big park if you're not from Atlanta, and I just rollerblade around the park, you know, for an hour or two on a Sunday. And this is when I was much younger. And, you know, I'd just talk to people that are rollerbladers, and I'd sit and chat with them a little bit. And one guy was carrying a hockey stick one time, and he was sitting down. He was taking a break, and I sat next to him. I said, hey, man, I play hockey. What do you play? And he just looked at me and got up and skated away. And I thought, he was not impressed with my social. But again, he could have thought I was a weirdo too. And it was Piedmont Park. If you know Atlanta, that could be, there's some interesting people that go to Piedmont Park, let's say. But social interaction is so vital and important. Other things that can happen if you're working at home. If you're sitting too much, you can develop something called deep vein thrombosis. These are clots in your legs. And this usually happens with people that have a bad diet. If you're eating a good plant-based diet, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, taking supplements, again, the minimum supplements I recommend everybody take, Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. They're 2 powders. They taste great. I just mix them together, shake it up with some water, some coconut milk, almond milk. I add my 5 drops of vitamin D to it. Sometimes if I want to get really crazy, I'll add a couple of teaspoons of cinnamon to it because I'm nuts like that. But cinnamon is great for stabilizing blood sugar. And I'll drink that first thing in the morning. And I have it right out on my kitchen counter. So I can't miss it because people say, oh, I forgot to take it. Put it on your kitchen counter. Give me 2 weeks of doing it. It becomes a habit. And then you'll wake up and say, oh, I can't not have my Super Greens and Essential Source. And that's going to be great because that's going to help with circulation. I take Dr. Joe's nitric oxide support. It opens up my blood vessels. Great for brain function, for men and women, romantic function, digestion. Because as we get older, our nitric oxide levels are plummeting. And I take a nitric oxide supplement. It's not nitric oxide, actually. It's citrulline that converts into nitric oxide. Don't worry about the chemistry. And it gives you a ton of energy, too. I had somebody email me the other day, and he said, Dr. Joe, I'm taking 4 nitric oxides a day, and I'm not seeing an increase in energy. And then he said, however, I'm super high energy anyway. So he's already high energy. So it's good other reasons, keep taking it, but he didn't see the big energy reaction. He didn't need to. Most of us need a little boost, though. So working at home, if you sit a lot, that's why you want to get up. You want to move around, do the cross crawl, do some rubber band work if you want to, but at least the cross crawl, please. 30 seconds every hour, very important. Of course, if you sit too much, you can start to gain weight. A lot of people say they're putting on pounds from working at home. Well, the reason is food's very convenient when you're at home. And my secret to weight maintenance is get the bad food out of the house. If I'm working at home and I have all vegan, natural, organic, gluten-free cookies in my pantry, I'm going to eat them. If I don't have them in my pantry, I'm going to say, I can go for a snack. My mother used to call it, I got the eats. I got the eats. I feel like eating something. And open refrigerator, what do you see? Carrots, celery, boring stuff like that. Oh my gosh, this is so dull. But you know what? You're going to eat those. And that's a much better choice. So get the bad food out of the house, especially if you're working at home. It's really important to do that. Now, a lot of people are getting anxiety from working at home. They're losing their skills, their social skills. They don't want to go out. They don't want to date. They don't want to socialize. And so that can become a really serious issue. So you then have to say, all right, I'm going to make a concerted effort to make sure that I am socializing. And maybe it's dating. Maybe it's interacting with family. Maybe it's going out with friends. But you have to make a concerted effort because, it's 6 o'clock. I'm done with work. I just logged off. I'm going to have dinner. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like showering and getting ready to go out with my friends or go on a date. So, I'll just stay home tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes, as the saying says, and you start to become more of a hermit. And that's a little dangerous situation to be in. So just be objective. Step back and say, okay, is this becoming an issue? Gosh, it is. Maybe I should do something about it. Another thing that happens, and we're seeing this in our business, of course, because we're in the business of pain management, is it really wrecks your back. You sit all day, you don't have good posture, maybe you got a chair you're not thrilled with, or maybe you don't feel like buying a new one, or you can't afford to buy a new one, and that can affect the muscles in your neck, your back, your spine, and that can cause the bones to twist out of place. Now, when bones in the body twist out of place, they can pinch nerves. And when you pinch a nerve, 10% of the time it hurts. But 90% of your nerves don't feel pain. Let me say that again. 90% of your nerves don't feel pain. You can have a pinched nerve and not know it. So, for example, you don't feel your blood pressure. It's controlled by nerves. You don't feel your spleen, your kidneys, your immune system, your liver, all controlled by nerves. So when patients come in our office, we don't want to get them out of pain. We want to get them well. Because we don't only treat the 10% of the nerves that feel pain, we look at the 90% that don't. Because if you have a pinched nerve to your liver, your spleen, your thyroid, those organs can't work right. So we're looking at the nerves that feel pain and the nerves that don't. So if you want to become a patient in our office, if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, headaches, blurred vision, acid reflux, digestive issues, you're probably a very good candidate for treatment. So if you'd like to make an appointment, we're accepting new patients in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb in the Atlanta area. Go to drjoe.com, drjoe.com, and we can set you up an appointment right away, usually within 1 or 2 days. We accept most insurances, almost all of them, including Medicare, Ambetter, everything we take, and we do the filing for you. The first visit and half of the second visit is normally $720. We've reduced that to $299. So for $299, you get the exam, the x-rays, the consultation, the first treatment, complete nutrition evaluation, your first treatment, and going over all your findings. Only $299. That's like giving it away. So if you'd like to make an appointment, drjoe.com. We'd love to see you. Car accidents, sports injuries, folks, the sooner you get to us on any injury, the sooner you get to us, the better you're going to be from a health standpoint. But if there's any type of lawsuit involved, the better off you're going to be as well, because the insurance companies just deny your claim. You didn't go to the doctor right away, we're denying your claim. Now, let us handle that. If it has been a while, come see us, and we have words we can use that hopefully will work. But don't let the insurance company dictate your health care. I hate it when insurance companies tell you what to do. It's your health, folks. And, my friend Clark Howard always says, vote with your wallet. If you have an insurance company you're not happy with, get a new insurance company, or in many cases, it's cheaper to even not have insurance. You could not have insurance because by the time you pay copays and deductibles and premiums, it's many times cheaper to just come see us. And let's get you well. And it's very inexpensive to see us. So drjoe.com, we'd love to be your doctors. Please make that appointment as soon as you possibly can. If you're under care of the VA and the VA sends you to us, the VA will cover your bills. So if you have a VA doctor, say, hey, and you know what? Primary care doctors don't want pain patients. They don't want anything to do with pain patients. They're nothing but a liability or they're pain, and it takes up a lot of time. So if you have a doctor, they can send them to a VA. They'll send you over. Any other company you don't need a referral for, of course, unless it's workers' comp. And there's even ways around that, too. Please follow us on social media. At Dr. Joe Esposito is my handle. We post every single day. We post recipes and exercise protocols and health tips and sometimes little funny stuff. So, follow us at Dr. Joe Esposito. Please do that as quickly as you can because we really want to build our platform. And the bigger our platform is, the better we can get this message out to the people. But again, especially with back pain and neck pain, if you're working at home, that's what we're talking about. Please come see us right away. We have long hours, up till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock sometimes. We'll work with your schedule to come see us. So we're talking about working at home today and some of the health issues that occur. And we just covered earlier about toxic chemicals in the home too. So if you have air fresheners and air sprays and you're trying to make your house smell nice, many times those chemicals are toxic and you're sitting in those chemicals all day, that can be very dangerous too. So if you're in a work environment, whether it's in a company building or if it's at home, you want to make that environment as healthy as possible. And I said earlier, I love my robot vacuums. I sing their praises. I've had so many of them over the years. When they first came out, I was the first person to have it, one of them. And you could run your vacuum every day just to clean up dust and lint and things that settle in the house. And especially if you have a pet, you want to run that vacuum at least once a day because you're inhaling their dander. And that's not healthy for you as well. So consider working from home, your work environment. How can I make my work environment healthier? And there's a lot of tips there as well. So you want to look at that too. Your cancer risk goes up if you sit around all day. You're more likely to develop colon, endometrial, or lung cancer. The more you sit, the higher the odds. Older women have higher odds of breast cancer. So you don't have to be super active. You just have to stay in motion and make sure you set up your meals. Don't be eating all day. Okay, I have breakfast, I have lunch, I have dinner. If I'm working at home, I'm not going to be snacking throughout the day because it's there. And one thing I do recommend people do, and I've learned this from other people that work at home, is shower. Get dressed, go to work. You're at work starting at whatever, 8 o'clock in the morning. You're not at home. And so getting up, showering, making yourself look good also is going to make yourself feel good. And then eating the right foods, staying in motion. And the nice part is you can do things like cross crawl or, rubber band exercises or push-ups or whatever you'd like at home where you might not be able to do that in the office. You might feel self-conscious. But at home, you have that option to do that. But look at the pros, look at the cons. And also what you can do is write down the pros and the cons of working at home. My friend Michelle taught me this. Write down your pros and cons and see what you can do about the cons. See if there's anything you could actually do to make the environment better. And what steps are there? And then listen to the show. If you missed it, if you're just tuning in now, it's going to be on our website, drjoe.com. It's going to be on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel at Dr. Joe Esposito. And this one, we videotape this one, so you could actually watch the video on it if you'd like. And if you have a podcast service, look up Dr. Joe for the Health of It. Dr. Joe for the Health of It is where we post our podcasts as well. And you could listen to shows like this and hundreds of hours of others. And the website, by the way, drjoe.com, like I said, over 2,000 hours of audio and video podcasts. And if you have questions, you can always send them to me through the website, drjoe.com, and we're happy to answer your questions for you. A little bot pops up, and you could send a question, and either me or my personal assistant, Joe, will get back to you as quickly as possible, and we'll answer any questions you may have. So the website's a great source of information to dig deep. Now, the supplements we talked about, Super Green, Essential Source, nitric oxide is for energy. Vitamin D is so vital, especially in the winter. If you're working at home, you're not getting out. We have a list of all the supplements and what they do. You can order the supplements directly through the website. We'll ship them to you the next business day, or come pick them up. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. You'll save a few bucks on shipping, and we get to see your pretty face. And we would love that opportunity to see you. So if you'd like to do that, either way works great for us. Again, any questions, drjoe.com, social media, at Dr. Joe Esposito. And we'd love to have you as part of our family because our team, my doctor's team, has one goal. Our goal is to naturally get you well and keep you well. Again, the website, drjoe.com.